welcome back to Maths. Today we're going to carry on learning about fractions, and we're going to be looking at half today in more detail, learning about what it looks like, what it means and how it is represented when looking at shape and objects, pictures, etc. So lots of fun learning today. Before we get into our main lesson, we're going to do a warm-up of a daily 10. So make sure you have something to write on and a pencil ready to start that after this introduction. Have a great day today and I'll see you all super soon. Bye! To start our lesson today, Year 2, we're going to play Daily 10, which is a mental maths challenge. Now, we have played this game many times at school before, and you know what we need to do. So grab your piece of paper or your whiteboard and write the numbers 1 to 10 down, ready for the Daily 10 to begin. Now, I think we'll have today a 20-second interval, which means you will get 20 seconds to answer the questions. You've got to be really quick and snappy. If you don't know an answer, don't panic. Just leave the question and carry on. Don't let it frazzle you, okay? Right, are you ready? If you're not, don't worry, you can pause me now before you are ready to continue. And also, I've just realised if 20 seconds isn't long enough for you, you can just pause the video. I didn't even think of that. Okay, are we ready? 20 seconds, let's go. 8 times 5. So 5 lots of 8, count on your fingers in fives. Go. Question 2, 4 times 5 or 5 times 4? 4 lots of 5 or 5 lots of 4? Question 3, 7 times 5 or 5 times 7? 7 lots of 5, 5 groups of 7. Question 4, 10 times 5 or 5 times 10? Question 5, 2 times 5 or double 5? 5 and 5. Question 6, 1 times 5, 1 lot of 5. Question 7, 6 multiplied by 5. Question 8, 5 times 5. 5 groups of 5. Question 9, 3 lots of 5. 5 multiplied by 3. And question 10, 9 multiplied by 5. Okay, let's go through the answers. So get your pencil ready to mark. Let's go. Question 1, 8 times 5 is 40. Question 2, 4 times 5 is 20. Question 3, 7 times 5 is 35. Question 4, 10 times 5 is 50. Question 5, 2 times 5 is 10. Question 6, 1 times 5 is 5. Question 7, 6 times 5 is 30. Question 8, 5 fives are 25. Question 9, 3 fives are 15. And question 10, 9 fives are 45. Add up your scores. What did you get out of 10? Well done, whatever score you got. Super well done. So today in maths, we are going to be recognising a half. To be successful, we need to know that halving is splitting a whole into 2 equal parts. We need to know that half is written like that as a fraction with the 1 over the 2. We can write it like halves or half. We're going to explore halves in different contexts such as half of a length, shape or set of objects. So, on the screen there, I have got a fraction and it's made up of 2 different numbers, and the numbers in a fraction have special names. Now, because we're in year 2 now, we can't just say the top number and the bottom number. We need to know the correct names because we are professionals, don't forget, we're in year 2, we are professional mathematicians now, so we need to get down with the lingo. So that top number, number 1, is actually called the numerator, and its job is to show how many parts there are. The bottom number, number 2, is called the denominator, and it shows how many parts make the whole. So this fraction is showing me that I've got 1 part out of 2 altogether. If I was to draw that for you, I might have, here's my square, and I'm going to colour in half of my square like this, and I'm going to write half. The numerator is telling me that 1 part is shaded out of 2 parts altogether. And you'll become more familiar with the terms numerator and denominator as the weeks progress, so don't worry too much about them today. Okie dokie, let's have a look at this question. It says, the whole gummy bear is split into blank equal parts. So here's my gummy bear, and I've come along and split it down the middle. How many equal parts are there? Have a look at the picture. How many equal parts are there? Well done if you said 2. There are 2 equal parts. Here's part 1 and here's part 2. Each part is worth a what? Think about what we're learning about today. What is each part worth? Have a think. Well done if you said half. Each part is worth a half because there's 2 parts. And we know that when we split something into 2 equal parts, we are looking at halves. This can be written as a fraction. Okay, so remember our top number is our numerator. And our numerator tells us how many parts I'm going to have. So how could we write a half? If I'm going to eat this part here, how many parts have I eaten? 1 part or 2 parts? 1 part, well done. So that's my numerator because that tells me how many parts I have. And my denominator, which goes on the bottom, don't forget, tells me how many parts there are to make a whole. So how many parts are there to make a whole? 2. Well done. And this is a half. 1/2. Like that. Okay, let's look at these pictures, year 2. Which pictures represent half? Have a look at the pictures. Have a chat with someone at home or someone at school. Which pictures show half? Let's look at our square first of all. Do you think if I was to colour in this part, is that a half? Thumbs up, yes. Arms folded, no. Well done if you have your thumbs up. It is a half, isn't it? Because there are 2 equal parts which make a whole. Let's look at our circle. Let's think. Let's colour in this part of the circle. Does this show half? Thumbs up, yes, or arms folded for no. Does our circle show half? No, it doesn't, does it? Why does it not show half? Well done. This part of the circle is much smaller and is not equal. So to be half, they have to be equal. So we'd have to cut our circle about here to be half. So that is not half. What about our rectangle? Does that show half? Let's colour in part of it to help us out. Is that rectangle showing half? Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. Well done, it doesn't, does it? It's because they are not equal parts. This part is much smaller than this part. They are not equal. And what about our triangle? Does this show equal parts? Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. Does this show half? Are they equal? Yes, they are. This half is the same size as this half. Well done, year 2. This time we've got pictures and we need to answer the questions. Which pictures represent a half? So we're going to do some counting to help us, okay? Let's start with the sweets first of all. How many sweets have been shown as half. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many sweets are left over? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Is that half then? Yes. Why is it half? Well done, because they are equal parts. There are 4 here and there are 4 here. Fantastic. Let's do the dice. Let's do our counting. How many in this half? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many in this half? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that show half? Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. Correct, it is not a half because they are not equal parts. This is a 6 dice, this is a 5 dice. Let's look at our pink bears. They're quite cute, aren't they? So we've got 1, 2 bears in this part of the fraction, and we've got 1, 2, 3 bears here. Does that show half? Hands on head for yes, hands on knees for no. Well done everyone with their hands on their knees. That is not half. Tell me why that picture does not represent a half. If you're at school, tell a friend. If you're at home, tell someone at home or tell me through the screen. It's because half of the fraction has 2 in it and half of the fraction has 3. They are not equal parts, therefore they are not a half representation. Our donuts, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this part. Are they equal parts? Yes. So is it a half? Yes. Well done, year 2. Okay, I want you to pause the screen here and work through this slide on your own. Which pictures show half? Okay, our cookies, we've got 6 on this part and 6 in this part. Does it show half? Yes. Let's look at our bears. We've got 1 in this part and 2 in this part. Does it show half? No. Let's look at our cakes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cakes in this part and 1, 2, 3, 4 cakes in this part. Does it show half? Yes. And our tens frame, we've got 5 red counters and 5 yellow counters. Does it show half? Yes. Well done. Let's do some reasoning together. Matt says 2 of the pictures below represent half. Is Matt correct? Is he right? Pause the video here. Have a think, or tell a friend or tell someone at home. Is Matt right? Are 2 of the pictures below representing half? What do we think? No. Well done. He's wrong, isn't he? Why is he wrong? That's it, because there's only 1 picture showing half. Because these parts are unequal, these parts are unequal, and these parts are unequal. So it's just 1 picture. So we need to write something like no, because only 1 picture. represents half. This is your work for today, Year 2. Let's go through it together so you just know what you need to do for each question. So question 1, you need to be looking at the cake and working out how many equal parts of the cake being split into, how much is each part worth, and write this as a fraction. Question 2 says tick the diagrams. A diagram is a picture, so these are diagrams here. Tick the diagrams that have one half shaded. Give you a clue, there are 3. Question 3 is asking you to do some thinking. Is half of each shape shaded? How do you know? So you'd be writing yes or no and why. Question 4 is colouring in half of each shape. So look at each shape and colour in half of your shape. So if you had a shape like this and colour in half, I'd colour in this half of my shape. But E and F, what do you notice? They're not split in half, so what do you think you need to do first? That's it. You need to split your shape in half first. If I had a shape like this, for example, I could split my shape in half like this, okay? And then colour in half of my shape. Question 5 says to colour half of each square, but can you show 4 different ways? So they can't all be the same. How creative can you be? Question 6, oh I love these questions, Year 2, says only half of each shape has been drawn. Draw the missing half to make the whole. So what you need to do here is look at your shapes that you've been given and draw the missing half. So let's look at this one together. So it's just a very straight rectangle, so I'm going to draw the rest of it as accurately as I can. Now you may want to use a ruler to help you, so you're nice and neat and tidy. Question D is quite difficult, but give it a go. Question 7 says draw a cross halfway along each line. Now I haven't measured those lines, so I'm not sure if they're accurate or not. If they're not accurate, just do it by sight. So let's look at number A together, because I don't have a ruler to hand. So let's have a look, and half would be about there. Okay, so as accurate as you can be if you don't have a ruler. And question 8 says the shaded part of this shape does not show a half because this shape is not split into 2 equal parts. Is Tommy correct? Yes or no? How do you know? So do some writing. If you don't have a partner to talk to, don't worry about that. It's not the end of the world. You can still do the question. If you still fancy a challenge, I believe there's a challenge online for you to complete. But if not, don't worry. Enjoy your maths today, Year 2, and I'll see you soon. Bye.